Right, Borough family, as I said, I would do a video at the end of the transfer window summarising the last couple of days of the transfer window. And a massive thank you all for watching, and that was it. Thank you. Only joking. I'm going to do a quick video summarising the transfer window in a whole. To be fair, on the last day there wasn't really much. We lost Josh Coburn, which I thought the fact we're losing him, we're guaranteed to get a striker in. No, again, we put in a bid, probably asked what valuation the club wanted. They told us and we thought, we'll go a mil under that, so it looks like we're trying. But didn't sign anyone. Josh Coburn left and went to work for Joey Barton, which is really annoying. But he does need to get out on loan. And we also, for some reason, terminated Sam Farley's contract, who's gone to, I can't remember where, but he's gone for free. And why not? One of your most talented youngsters a year ago is now been released for free. I don't really know the understanding between that. You're not made any money out of it. He was playing for the under-23s anyway. Would you not just put more time into developing him rather than just releasing him or send him out on loan? I don't know. I don't understand the ins and outs or some of them, but it is what it is. I'm going to put a little picture up in a minute which will show you the ins and outs. So I'll do that. I'll put it up and I'll briefly go through them. So here is the picture. And here are the ins and outs. So we had Roberts come in. We've had Lenihan come in. We've had Giles come in. What a player, by the way. We've had Stefan come in. We've had Force come in. We've had Hoppy come in. We've had Mowat come in. We've had Smith come in. We've had Muniz come in. Again, what a player he looks. And we had Clark come in. Now, that's 10. I know before the transfer window opened, we got that young lad in for the under-23s as well, but I'm not including him purely because I don't see him getting any minutes this year. So we've got 10 in. Now let's look at the outgoings from this list. We've got Bamba. We've got Peltier. We've got Taylor. We've got... I can't actually see this list, so I'm trying to remember. We've got Spora. We've got Balogun, who we won't talk about, is on fire in the French league. We had Connolly. We had James Lee-Saliki go out. We had Tav. We had Spence. We lost Sol Bryn, albeit all on loan. Hemming's gone out on loan. Coulson's gone out on loan. Who else is it? Ikpeazu's signed for someone Turkish or something on a contract. Joe Lumley's gone out on loan. Grant Hall's gone out to Rotherham. As I mentioned a minute ago, Josh Coburn's gone out. Which the other ones that aren't on this list, which is Nathan Wood, and also, as I talked about a minute ago, Sam Farland. Now, that's 19 players we've lost and brought in 10. So I get what people are saying, it's a successful window when you look at, is Giles a better replacement for anyone than we had in the team? Yes, by a country mile. Does Muniz look like he could be the same? Yes. Clark looks good at left centre back. Apart from that, have we really got anyone better? We're playing Lenihan as the main centre back. Is he better than Dale Fry? Don't know. You look at when him and Fry and Dykesdale came on against Watford, apart from Paddy McNair's complete cock up at the end, they look solid. It's the best they looked in defence all game. So maybe it's a Wilder doesn't like him. Wilder thinks he's got some kind of attitude, but I personally don't get how Dale Fry is not starting, how Dykesdale is not starting. The rest of the back five wouldn't change. You've got Isaiah Jones, and as much as at the moment he's hot or cold, he's still got, is it 2 or 3 assists this season? Then you're looking at Giles, first name on the team sheet at the moment. And as I mentioned, Matt Clark's come in and looks very good at left-sided centre-back, which then makes me feel sorry for Mark Bowler. But at the end of the day, we need to improve our team. Go for the midfield. Midfield, you got Matt Crooks. Love the tree. Johnny Howsam. And then you're going to have one of either Mowat or Riley McGree. For this player who's meant to have such an amazing left foot, I'm yet to see it from Mowat. To be honest, he's been a little disappointing for me. And again, engine-wise, I don't know if he's not really had a pre-season or anything, so I suppose it may take him a few more games to get used to it. But as we're sitting in the relegation zones, we don't really want him to need a few more games. Riley McGree, don't want to judge him too harshly. He is not a number 10. He has been woeful in his passing and his tracking, stuff like that. So, midfield, have we got any better? It's the same except for you've now swapped Mowat for Tav. Is that a better replacement? No. Tav wanted to leave anyway, so he's gone. But I do wish that Wilder would give, because he's got 4 midfielders in the squad. He's playing all 4 of them every game. In a minute, we're going to get injuries. It's going to happen. We don't even know if everyone's going to be fit for tonight's game. We'll find out today. But you've got Joe Gibson, Hayden Hackney, you got Boyd Muntz and stuff, all in, and the other young lad that they signed. They've got all of those in the under-23s. Now, instead of just chucking them in the deep end, give them 10, 15 minutes at the end of a game. At least they get used to the pace, get used to the way that we're playing. So, obviously I'm not the manager. So, it's down to Gibson, not down to Gibson. He's the chairman. It's down to Wilder. And Wilder openly said he wants more depth for the midfield. But then we didn't sign anyone. It was one of those where Middlesbrough going for that youngster who ended up going for West Brom. But West Brom had already been talking to him for 2 days. So why would you leave it that late to go in when he's pretty much a done deal with West Brom? It's like Borough wanted to look like they were interested in signing people, but at the same time not be interested in signing people. Now, I had a conversation with this with a couple of people on the actual transfer deadline day on Twitter. And we pretty much all came to the same agreement. It's not the worst transfer window we've ever had. It's by no means the best. But it's just stupid statements. Like Gibson coming out a couple of years ago. We're going to smash the league. We're going to do everything we can to finish top. We're going to do this. Wilder, we're going to get marquee signings that make people go, wow. It's those statements which make it worse. I wish the club would just come out and say, look, COVID's hit us hard. We know that the area is suffering for money. And they've just put out the Camsell statue as well, which no doubt they've spent a lot of money on. The ground hasn't been full. So there's a lot of things which obviously is costing a lot of money. But I'd rather Steve Gibson come out, or even Scott or Wilder, and say, look, we wanted to do this. We don't have the money to spend, because all people see is the, 12.5 million for Spence, 10 million for Tav, and then all the wages that we've got rid of as well. So, don't know, it's a strange situation. I don't know the ins and outs of the club, so I'm not going to judge on it too much. But I would imagine, even with the Derby money, the Sky TV money that we've been getting and everything else, there's still probably a bit of a hole in Steve Gibson's pocket, which has probably been balanced out with the selling. To be honest, I was half expecting Fry to go. I'm hoping now Fry's not gone, he starts. But I don't know. So we look at, again, on this picture that's got the ins and outs, and it shows the actual depth of the team. That is shocking, because on this, it does show people like Hayden Hackney, but it's also got Mark Bowler playing 2 places. So, yes, we've got cover for certain areas, not all of them, but it's a strange one, especially with Wilder at the moment. If anyone saw, I will link it below anyway, anyone saw the press conference for the Sunderland game, he was very snappy at the beginning of it. He made a few like narky comments, and then he went off saying that he feels some players had to leave the club, and in my opinion that's where he should have just left it. But to say some players had to leave the club, stop and then turn and say Martin Piero had to leave, he didn't need to throw Martin Piero's name into it. Whether Martin Piero wanted to leave, needed to leave, and everything, he hasn't said that about anyone else. He clearly wasn't happy with Nathan Wood. He didn't say it about Nathan Wood. So I don't get why he has to do that and like pick out players' names, and I don't know, it's like he's trying to prove a point and trying to deflect stuff. Don't know. Only Wilder knows why he's doing it. As I mentioned before, big game tonight against Sunderland. I'll put the starting lineup I would play, and then I will go through what I think the result's going to be, even though I can guarantee that. I'm going to follow my heart and go with a Borough win. But for me tonight, the team would be, regardless of if Stefan's fit, Roberts. I don't think Roberts has really done anything wrong. He's been let down by his defence. He's made some good saves, and the two goals against Watford the other day, he couldn't do absolutely anything about. One of them was a lucky ricochet, which came from Paddy doing whatever Paddy was doing. And the first goal came from, I don't even want to call it a challenge from Paddy, which didn't do anything. And then people being left in the box. It was the defence that let him down. It wasn't Roberts' fault. And I think Roberts done well in the 2 games he's come in. So I'll be sticking with Roberts and go, sorry Stefan, I don't care if you're from Man City and you want to play in the World Cup. Roberts will be starting. And I've touched on the back 5 already. Jones won't be going anywhere. I'll be bringing in Dykesdale instead of Paddy McNair. I'll be bringing in Dale Fry with Darrell Lenihan. And I'll be playing Matt Clark and then Giles on the left. Although I've just done that, which is right, so Giles on the left. And then midfield for me, I will go Crooks, without doubt. Howson, if he's fit. If he's not fit, I'm just going to say I'll chuck one of the youngsters in. I would either move Crooksy to the central midfield, or I would put one of the youngsters there. I'd probably put Hayden Hackney in, just because it's more of his role. Joe Gibson's more of an attacking midfielder, so I'll probably put Hayden Hackney in. And then you got Moa, which I suppose could play the Howson role. And McGree, to be honest, I'm not over the moon of any of those 2 starting, but I'd probably go Riley McGree over the 2 of them. And then it leaves you up front. Akpon's not going to be fit, so he's out the running. I would play Muniz, and this is wrong to throw a spanner in the works. I would give Hoppy a game. Now I know that he played for the under-23s and he scored twice. But it's not only that, apart from being a little bit slow on the ball at times, when he came on a couple of games ago, he was on for probably 5 or 6 minutes and showed more in those 5 or 6 minutes than certain strikers have for most of the season. I'll probably be wrong, and if he plays 2 strikers, it'll probably be Duncan Watmore. But I would go with Muniz, and if it's not going to be Hoppy, then I'll go with Force. At the end of the day, I know Wilder's made stupid comments like, we brought them in to be developmental players, but it's great them developing in the under-23s, but it's a big step up from the under-23s to the proper game. So I get it if it's about fitness, like you were saying before, but I would just chuck them in. We've got no one else now. We've got 18 games or whatever it is with no one else coming into our squad. And McGree, unfortunately, has already proved he's not a number 10. Paddy's already proved he's not a midfielder. So we need to try and work around these, and we might have to use youngsters. Even if they don't want to go down that route, look at the youngsters you got. Sonny Finch has just signed a new contract. You got Cav has been playing for the youngsters and been scoring for 2 seasons now. Scored a couple in pre-season as well. And I don't know, Borough Finch or Kavanagh into the squad. It's, don't know, it's a strange one for me. But that would be my lineup tonight. I'm gonna, as I said, go with my head. Depending on what defence we start, we could get a clean sheet tonight, but is it Stewart for Sunderland seems to be finding the net quite easily this season. So I'm going to stick my neck out there. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win with a... I'm even going to name goal scorers. I'm going to go Muniz, brace, and Crooksy, header. And that's what I think it's going to end up. I don't know why I'm so confident with the way we've been mainly in defence this season, but I'm hoping Wilder switches back to more of what we had last season. Because if last season we had Roberts as a keeper and we had Clark as the left centre back, I think we would have been in the playoffs. So unfortunately, this is the squad we've got until, what is it, 18 games, so until January. We've got the World Cup and everything else in between. But I've still got faith we can get out of where we are. Do I think we'll be in the playoffs at that time? No, but if we can get to 10th or above, or anywhere around there, and we can make a couple of signings in January, then there's no reason we can't push. Do I see us finishing top 2? Not really. We need a win tonight. We need a win badly. Personally, I thought after the transfer window closed, we were going to see Wilder walking out of a little box with a cactus sticking out the top, hanging the kitty poster, and marching off to Bournemouth. But he's still there at the moment. If we lose against Sunderland, is he still going to be there? I have no idea. The place will be toxic if we lose to Sunderland. It's simple as that. They will turn on the team. If you are going, please don't turn on the team. Stay there for the full 90 minutes. Sing your heart out for Borough. But I don't see it finishing that way if we lose. And that could be enough for Wilder. You might think these players I've got ain't got it, they don't want it, and leave. But we'll find out. Don't know when the next video will be. I'm going to speak to Pete this week about starting the podcast. So hopefully we'll get the podcast, the videos and stuff, and try and get everything uploaded. Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, try and stay to the end. Try not to get on the players' backs. Even if they're 1-0 down in the 94th minute. Stay with them. Stay with them. We've seen with Blackpool, Reading and places like that, we can get late goals. So, if you go into the game, hope you enjoy yourself. Have a few drinks for me. That's it. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye, Borough family.